Sajjan Adams, I think we can start the meeting.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I warmly welcome you all to meeting number 773 of Chennai Toastmasters Club. The mission of every Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in such a way that members are empowered to improve their communication skills and leadership qualities, resulting in greater personality growth and self-confidence. Before moving on to the meeting, I would like to brief upon certain rules which are to be followed throughout the meeting. Number one, request everyone to keep your mobiles on silent mode. I'll give you 2 seconds for this. Thank you. Number two, please refrain from talking about taboo topics such as sex, politics, and religion. And number three, do not walk or talk or provide distractions on your camera when a speaker is speaking. With this, I hand over our control to our presiding officer. Our presiding officer is working as an engineer at Asian Paints. He has been a Toastmaster for a little over 2.5 years. Let me hand over the control to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Ranju Ramachandran. Toastmaster Ranju, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Sajjan Adams, for the day, Toastmaster Abhilash. I'm very glad to be here in front of all of you on this wonderful occasion of meeting number 773 of Chennai Toastmasters. I once again gladly welcome and very good evening to all of you to this meeting, both Toastmasters and guests as well. So can we see the number of guests who are today? Do we have a count, Abhilash?
That happens towards the end. We'll go to the end.
Yeah, any guest who wants to introduce yourself? You can.
Hello everyone, this is Rajiv.
Yes.
Actually, I'm from Kerala and I've been working in Chennai for the past 2 years. So the reason why I joined this is to for the task of building up my public speaking skills, and that is the reason why I'm here, and I'm glad to join this group and hope to become better. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajiv, and hope you will enjoy the meeting today, and we can have a small feedback session towards the end of the meeting. So any other guests who would like to share their introduction in the beginning, or we can have it towards the end as well? Yeah. So with this, I would now like to hand over the controls to our Toastmaster of the day. He is none other than Toastmaster Vignesh. So Toastmaster Vignesh is an engineer at Qualcomm. His hobbies are traveling, reading books, and listening to music. And he has been a very active Toastmaster since he joined CTM and has been a very enthusiastic member in each and every meeting, taking new and new roles. So I'm really excited to see what is in store today for the meeting. And with this, I would like to now hand over the controls to Toastmaster Vignesh. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ranju. It's my pleasure to having role of TMOD today. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, my dear guests and friends. At birth, humans are helpless. We spent about a year unable to walk, unable to feed ourselves. We are totally dependent on those who surround ourselves for the survival. But dolphins are born swimmer. Giraffe can stand within an hour. Baby zebra can run 45 minutes of its birth. Do you know why? Let me tell you. Animals' brains has pre-programmed routines, whereas humans' brain is life-wired, which means it slowly molds as per the environment. Let me introduce today's theme, intelligence. Intelligence is the ability to acquire and apply the knowledge and skills. The number of brain cells in the child and the adult are same. How those cells are connected is the measure of our intelligence. The connection weakens if we are not used and strengthen if we use more. As we grow old, our intelligence getting decreases. To avoid that, we need to keep a busy lifestyle, such as cognitive exercises like puzzle solving, learning new skills, learning music, like and having responsibilities of everyday life. On the flip side, psychological factors such as loneliness, anxiety, and depression can increase the cognitive decline. The more we keep our brains cognitive fit, the more our neural network can build, which leads a lot of new road to get point A to B in our brain. Now I will explain the stages of the Toastmasters meeting for the purpose of the guest. We have three set of speeches. First one is a prepared speech where the prepared Toastmasters can deliver their speech with respect to their pathways and objectives. And the second part is the interesting stage, which is the table topics where guests also participate and give their speech. Third is the evaluations, where the evaluators give their suggestions and feedbacks for our improvements for the upcoming meetings. To conduct the evaluation, we have our senior distinguished Toastmaster, who is Toastmaster DTM Nina John, who is 2 decades of experienced Toastmaster, chartered member of CTM, and currently chair and mentor pool of D120. Now I welcome our general evaluator, DTM Nina John. DTM Nina John.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vignesh. That was a good introduction. Good evening, distinguished members and guests. Very happy to have all of you here this evening. As General Evaluator, my role is that of quality controller, I think, to see how is the meeting being run, how can we do a better job, and how can we improve any or every aspect of the meeting. There are 2 teams helping me for this. The first is what we call a tag team, the timer, the R counter, and the grammarian. And the other is a team of evaluators, each of who will clearly evaluate specific projects as delivered by the speakers according to their particular projects in the pathways. So let me first ask my timer to introduce himself and give his understanding of the role for her role for today. Toastmaster Aishwarya. I knew I was making a mistake. Lack of intelligence. Sorry.
Yes, that's not an issue. So, a very good evening to everyone present here. And today I'll be playing the role of a timer. So, as a timer, I'll be keeping track of the timings taken by each and every one of you all, and I'll be indicating few signals as and when you will be ending your speeches. So, when it comes in terms of signals, I'll be indicating these 3 signals, that is the green, amber, and the red. So these 3 signals I'll be indicating it. So for example, we have the prepared speech session. So the prepared speech session will be from 5 to 7 minutes, and it depends from speaker to speaker. So in this 5 to 7 minutes, I'll be indicating the green signal at 5 minutes, yellow signal at 6 minutes, and a red signal will be indicated at 7 minutes. And you'll be having a grace period of 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. So in this 30 seconds, I mean 30. So in these 30 seconds, you are supposed to wrap up your speech, conclude, and then you may supposed to hand over the control to the next person. And I'll be keeping note of these, and will call upon by the general evaluator. I'll be presenting my report. Thank you. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Aishwarya. May I go on to the R counter, that is Toastmaster Rohit Saksaria, to explain his role for today. Toastmaster Rohit.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Nina John. Yesterday, when I asked my friend, who will CSK win the IPL this time? He said, you know, I like CSK, but you see, IPL, or rather T20, is a format for youthful exuberance. So, you know, I will not bet on CSK. Friends, as you can see, using of filler words such as you know, and, or, etc., or filler sounds such as ah, makes our speech sound less professional. So today, as an ah counter, my role is to look out for these filler sounds and words. And towards the end of the meeting, when called upon by General Evaluator, I'll present my report. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rohit. I move on to the G of the tag role, that is the grammarian. Madam Toastmaster Vratika will explain her role. Madam Toastmaster Vratika.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening to their language usage. I will take note of outstanding usages of English language as well as not so good usages of English language. It is also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day, which is fiasco. It refers to an event that does not succeed. Let me use it in a sentence or two for all of you. The party turned out to be a complete fiasco. Another one could be reckless spending habits early in life might lead to a financial fiasco. I encourage all the speakers and guests to use the word of the day as much as possible. When called upon by the General Evaluator towards the end of the meeting, I'll submit my report. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Neena ma'am.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster Vratika. Our individual evaluators will come on stage later. So for the moment, let me hand you back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vignesh. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, General Evaluator DTM Neena Chan and the tag team for your introduction. To reinforce your ideas, or the better way to pass the whole thought with a few words, we should use quotes. Now I will introduce our quote master, who is an income tax inspector and an optimistic person. He is also inquisitive to explore the unknowns. Let's welcome Toastmaster Chirag. Toastmaster Chirag, stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vignesh. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. The one who understands it, earns it. The one who doesn't, pays it. A quote from Albert Einstein. Let me tell you a local tale. Once, a wise courtier presented the king with the chessboard. Moved by the gift, the king said, "My dear, how can I thank you?" The wise courtier replied, "Your Highness, my lord, I need nothing more than you cover the chessboard with the rice. With every box, put every box with grains, and on the subsequent boxes, twice the number of grains as the previous ones." The king was astonished. He said, uh, "My dear courtier, it's an honor that you are presenting such a modest request." Did he know how much amount of rice he has to give? He thought that it was just a sack of rice. Only when the servant started the work, he get to know. The servant started with one grain on the first square, and two on the second square, and four on the third square, and so on. Then he got to know, they realized that they have to give more rice than was growing on the earth. That is the power of compounding. So compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, Albert Einstein. Over to you, Toastmaster Vignesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chirag, for the wonderful quote. Now we will come to our first interesting part of the Toastmasters. Today, our first prepared speaker will be Toastmaster Tarun, who is a first year BCom student of DG Vaishnav College, who is a goal, who has a goal to achieve big things in life. His educational goal is to join any of the top 10 business schools in the world. Before call upon our first speaker, I would like to call his evaluator, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana, to share about his objective and pathway about the first speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vignesh. Toastmaster Tarun is delivering a speech on dynamic leadership path, level 1, project 2. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. Timer, please know the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. What do you, Toastmaster?
Toastmaster, now we welcome our Toastmaster Tarun. Can you please unmute and check your audio video?
Toastmaster Vignesh, am I audible?
Yeah,
And,
yes, you are.
Am I visible?
Yes, Toastmaster Tarun, you are audible and visible. Toastmaster Tarun, introverts can also become good leaders. Introverts can also become good leaders. Toastmaster Tarun.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. How many of you know William Henry? William is my inspiration and even my role model for his kind heart and hard work he has done to come up in life. As an introvert, he faced many struggles in his life. Henry was largely antisocial throughout his last years in high school. This guy had to leave his comfortable planned life. William Henry needs to chase his dreams to start a computer programming venture with his friend. This would be the first time he would attempt to leave his safe space and move outside the box he had put himself figuratively. William William spent immense level of fear when he was dropping out of college to pursue his and his friend's idea. And on many occasions, he struggled to stay in the business and leadership mindset. Due to his antisocial and shy nature at heart, he struggled a lot initially when it came to hiring employees, with fears of potential failure of his business would lead to loss of income for many families. As many of his employees were a lot older than him, he struggled heavily with anxiety around each and every corner in his early life and business ventures. A lot of added pressure would be placed on him. As longtime friend and fellow founder of the company, Paul Allen would decide to depart from the company. This is where his traits and mindset began to truly flourish. However, he and his project of software would go on to establish forward. It's nothing but Microsoft, and the person is none other than William Henry Gates III, who is also known as Bill Gates. From his life, we can learn many things and many lessons, but I feel these are very important. Failure was Bill Gates' biggest teachers in business and in life, and as he is not alone. Trafo Data was computerized machine company that used a chip to process and analyze traffic data. Although the company was a fiasco, according to co-founder Paul Allen and Bill Gates, the two used what they learned from the experience to create Microsoft. Microsoft is now valued at $507.5 billion US and with net worth of 89.9 billion US dollars. Gates is the richest person on the planet, according to Forbes. Many of his statements inspired me, but which took away me is this two lines. Once you embrace unpleasant news, not as negative, but as evidence once you embrace unpleasant news, not as negative, but evidence of a need for change, you aren't defeated by it. You are learning from it. It's all in how you approach failures. He said in a book, this allows you to have one foot in your comfort zone and other foot out of your comfort zone, while also giving you the opportunity to connect with your team. Many of his answers we seek are found within. By taking time to learn from our nature instead of trying to suppress or override it, we can increase our confidence and live a fulfilled life. By taking our time to look within and figure out a unique way that pick, we can pinpoint our strengths and bring them to the forefront of all that we do. Many people have misunderstanding. Many people have the misunderstanding that introverts don't make good leaders or public speakers. But I don't think so. It is many business leaders or big business magnates are introverts. To name few, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Steve Wozniak, and political leaders also are introverts. For example, Barack Obama. Looking within helps us to increase our self-awareness and self-confidence. The strength gives us the ability to make decisions with confidence. Extroverts are not better than introverts, and introverts are not better than extroverts. Instead, both personality types have their pros and cons, and for a business, it needs both types of people to be successful. A good businessman is the one who knows how to use his pros and as well as the cons to attain the success. Let us make noise for you. I will close my speech with a lesson I have learned from my fiasco. A few weeks ago, I was a grammarian in our club meeting. I don't want to do as the usual way of introducing the word of the day, pleonasm, and telling to use it in the meeting so I made it word of the week and made it different. But unfortunately, very few turned up with the word and others didn't. I took this as my failure to make everyone tell the word of the day and learned that I need to remind every time to everyone so that I can achieve my goal. Thank you. Now over to Toastmaster of the Day, Vignesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tarun, for a wonderful speech. I'm also an introvert, looking forward to become Bill Gates, or with I have some goals. Looking forward to get to introspect myself. Now about our second speaker, Toastmaster Srikant Krishnan, who is a common man in search of reality and also a God's consciousness. Before welcoming him, we call his evaluator Toastmaster Abhilash to share his speech objectives. Toastmaster Abhilash, please share the speech objectives of the speaker too.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. So, Toastmaster Srikant Krishnan is delivering his level 3 elective today. So, this pertains to understanding emotional intelligence. So, the purpose of this project is for the member to cultivate an understanding of how his or her emotions impact relationships. It is also designed to help the member identify how others' emotions impact his or her emotional state. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience, journalizing emotions, or being aware of emotions when interacting with others. All the best to Toastmaster Srikant Krishnan. Timer, please note that the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Now we welcome our second speaker, Toastmaster Srikant Krishnan. Toastmaster Srikant Krishnan, can you please mute and check your audio and video?
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Yeah, we can hear you and see you. Toastmaster Srikant Krishnan, emotional intelligence, we need it. Emotional intelligence, we need it. Toastmaster Srikant Krishnan.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to share with you this afternoon the importance of emotional intelligence. How emotional intelligence, when cultivated and we have an understanding of emotional intelligence, it can really help us to live a whole fulfilled life, without which any other development, whether it is your physical intelligence or your mental intelligence, whatever it is, would just be a lopsided development. So when we talk about emotional intelligence, or before that, let me share with you, there are 8 intelligence which is very predominant in any person's development as a whole. The 2 of them which really inspired me to share with you is, one is the logical intelligence. The word logical itself gives us an idea that it is the ability of a person of having problem solving skills. He's very good at solving problems. So that's called as intelligence, where you have your logic, which is in the forefront. The second one is your linguistic intelligence. Linguistic intelligence is nothing but a person's flair or person's passion towards reading, speaking, writing, and anything that has to do with literature and communication is also very important in the different aspects of our life, and we call that as linguistic intelligence. And my dear friends, Toastmasters is the right place to develop your linguistic intelligence. Having shared a couple of intelligence, I would now like to come back to our main core that I want to discuss with you. That's called as the emotional intelligence. The development of emotional intelligence, without which your entire life can be a fiasco. The intelligence that you carry with yourself, known as emotion, is very important. So how do we develop our emotional intelligence? There are 3 basic fundamental things that I want to share with you about developing your emotional intelligence. The first being is self-awareness. When we talk about self-awareness, we are always in a preconceived or determined state of mind where we are not aware of the things happening at the present moment. We tend to think about things that had happened previously, the previous day, or we think about the future as future things that are likely to happen in our life. So we don't have the ability to think about the awareness that's right in front of us. So we are literally squandering the beautiful moment that is given to us by thinking about our past or the future. So we need to cultivate an awareness of being self, or you call it mindful awareness. The word mindful awareness has its roots in Buddhism. It's a very interesting aspect. Buddhism is where mindful awareness had its roots, and it started cultivating from there, and it has become a worldwide movement now. We hear people talking about mindfulness. And in this mindfulness, the most and important thing that we have to understand is your meditation, or the way you sit quiet in a room for 30 minutes. I read a philosopher who said the greatest problem with any human being is to sit in a room quiet for 30 minutes. You try that, you find it very difficult. So when you create a mindful awareness where your state of mind is in the present and not going beyond that at any given time, what happens is you start developing this, and your ability to do the work or the task that is given to you becomes so interesting, you're involved in it, and you're able to give 100% to it. So meditation, I would say, is one of the aspects where you can develop the self-awareness, and also you can develop the ability to be focused on the current situation or the problems that you're facing. So that's number one. You have to develop your self-awareness. Just give me. And the second one that we need to think about when we talk about emotional intelligence is your relationship with other people. You have to understand that no 2 people on this planet Earth have the same ability to think as you are thinking, or the ideas that you have in your mind not necessarily can be the same what the other person thinks. And here is where the difference of opinion, and here is where we start thinking in different terms. See, when we face a situation where we need to argue with a person, You might win the argument, but they say you lose a good friend. So the process of thinking of a person from the point of view of what is relevant. You have to think from the other person's perspective and try to understand what they're trying to tell and build a relationship on that. That's point number 2. And the third one, the most important and the most, I could say the icing on this relationship or icing on this intelligence is your ability to be a person who lives and does things as it comes to us. When we face a situation in our life, what we tend to do is we see the problem that is in front of us and we try to search for the solution which is outside of us. And that can never happen. Even if you find a solution for the problem that you're facing in your life from a source that is outside of you, you are never going to find a lasting or an eternal solution to your problem. Wayne Dyer, who I always appreciate for his thoughtful thinking and his philosophical suggestions that he gave to all of us in the day-to-day living, he says, when the problem is within you, you should know the solution is also where the problem is. So once we start seeing a solution or finding an answer to the situation or circumstances that we are facing in our life from within, then we come to a place or a situation where we know that we need to find a solution that is always within us. We need not look outside of us. These are the 3 aspects which we need to work on most diligently and most efficiently so that we can enhance our emotional intelligence and find true happiness in our life. Even for a person who's very strong physically, if his emotional intelligence is not up to the mark, he is definitely bound to fail in one way or the other. Emotional intelligence is what makes your life happy, which makes your life wholesome and complete. Think over it. Have in mind what I have shared with you, and you can be a strong person emotionally also. Thank you very much. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shrikant Kuttikrishnan. It's a wonderful topic. Yeah, nowadays we are lack of emotional intelligence. Everyone get hyper. So it's really a good suggestion to get rid of all those things with meditation. I would really nowadays follow that meditations in my life. I can see the difference before and after. The improvement of the concentration. Yeah, it's really a good suggestion from the speeches. Now about our third speaker, Toastmaster Tyagarajan, who is a Toastmaster for 47 years and also a seasoned speaker and writer. Before welcoming him, we call his evaluator, Toastmaster Rekha, to share about his speech objectives. Toastmaster Rekha, please share about the speech objectives.
Yeah. So Toastmaster Tyagarajan is delivering his speech from Dynamic Leadership, Project 5, and from his elective. The project objective is for Toastmaster Tyagarajan to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. Ideally, it should be a professional speech. And timer, please note his speech timing is 18 to 22 minutes. So you need to show green card at the 18th minute, yellow by the 20th minute, and red by the 22nd minute. His speech title is Blast from the Past. So I definitely know your speech is going to be a blast. All the very best, Toastmaster Tyagarajan. Back to you, Toastmaster Vignesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rekha.
Yes.
Now we welcome our third speaker, Toastmaster Tyagarajan. Toastmaster Tyagarajan,
Yes.
can you please?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Am I audible and visible? Please, any one of you, show it by signal, raising your fingers. Audible and visible. Oh, okay. Thank you, Nina. She is the best signal. Okay. Now, blast from the past. Let me take the audience to the year 1948, when I was a tiny tot and doing my 3rd standard in the Children's Garden School, Rayapeta. Yes. times were such that school children were allowed only to use pens. To fountain pens were a kind of taboo for the school children. So, to suppose you get an opportunity to use a fountain pen, then you will be a blessed one. To be frank, I have enjoyed the secret pleasure of using my father's Parker. Yes. Scribble a few words and then keep it down. It was in this environment that my father had to visit Singapore. And he, on coming back, he gifted me a ballpoint pen. Ah, yes, I was drunk with excess of delight because it won't leak. That was the reason the elders never allowed the children to use the, because that will damage the fabric. So on seeing, I jumped with joy. Ah, here is an object which will never leak ink, but still you can use. But throughout this narration, I will refer only to as inkless pen. That means that refers to ballpoint pen. Because in 1948, ballpoint pen was yet to be marketed in India till 1960. Okay, so even the word ballpoint pen was unknown to anyone. That was the condition. So I will refer to it as inkless pen. So with that inkless pen, yes, I entered the school campus, Children's Garden School in Rayapeta. And I entered the campus with having trimmed my collar, and then with all pride and delight, and entered my classroom. The first to be cited was Joker. Joker. Why he is named as Joker? His real name is Shivakumar. But why did he branded as Joker? During in the school, the teacher, in the classroom, the teacher asked him, hey, what is the commonality among Jesus, Gandhi, and Prophet? Flashed the answer, Shivakumar or Joker. Sir, all of them were born on public holidays. All of them were born on public holidays. Of course, it reverberated with a riot of laughter, naturally. So we called him a Joker. So Joker, I said, see, look at this object. My father has gifted me. What is this? Yes, you need not fill it with ink, Joker. I tell you that. And added to it, it will never leak. Give me Bapulu. Yes, that's why I was called as Bapulu. Bapulu, he said. What is it, Joker? Joker, Bapulu. Let me try Bapulu. It is seems to be very amazing. Then he scribbled, what is this wonderful? But Joker, what is my policy? My policy was towards him was a love and hate policy. When I played cricket, I used to love him. But the evil habit with him was to carry tales to my mummy every day. And when the mummy gives me a dressing down, he will walk through he was my neighbor and a family friend. He will holding the rails of the window. And he will derive a kind of sadistic pleasure. My mummy giving some corporal punishment, or giving me a that was the kind of thing. So, Joker, I said, I will give you, I tell you that. But hereafter, you should give up that bad habit of carrying tales to my mummy, or else I won't give you. But Blue, I give my word. I will give up that habit. I have already given. I will never carry tales to my mummy. So he was filled with repentance rather. I gave it to him. He scribbled and scribbled. Ha, Papulu, it's a very wondrous object. And next to I was, but by the time the word is spread like forest fire throughout the campus. There has been a big queue almost. Papulu has got a wonderful object. What was that? That is inkless pen. Yes, it won't leak. You can write as much as you want. Yes, these give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. But my criminal brain, that device is very a scheme, a kind of barter system. My mummy has imposed me a kind of embargo on me, a ban, that I should not taste any external food on health grounds. But whenever I came, I used to commute by a hand-pulled rickshaw, a manual rickshaw in those days. Moment I get down, my eyes will set on the popsicle vendor. Popsicle, that was a Kuchi ice cream in those days. Jaffers has introduced the popsicle for the first time in the city. And 3 paise, you'll get a popsicle. And Arizon's popcorn. But I can't taste anything. My mom, because Naga Pandriksha, he will immediately, he was doing a kind of intelligence work. A disgraceful man. He would go and immediately tell my mommy. So what did I do? This day, no, there is no Nagappa. There is the mummy. I can fill my tummy as much as I want. So everyone said, Papulu, please, Papulu. You give me 2 go and get me 2 popsicles. And there is Harrison's popcorn, get me. Everyone rushed. And they were all at my command, one after another. Even now, I tell you, Toastmasters. It is very funny. This material, that inkless pen, is available in a garbage yard too. But how did they behave? If they asked them to bend, they crawled. That was the condition. Everyone jostle for each other. I want Bapalu. Yes. From the next to come was Kamala, a 6-year-old girl. Yes, she is also my family friend, Kamala. Bapalu. Why can't I, Bapalu? I will write my name 3 times and then I will give it to you. But I had some issue to be settled with her. This girl has complained about me 2 days before to Savitri teacher. What was that? I used to address her Jollu. Everyone had a nickname. So Jollu, I said. She straight away went to Savitri teacher, lodged an oral complaint. And Savitri teacher, what is all this? You are 2 years elder to her. She is a girl, and every day I see both of you playing hopscotch. Hopscotch is Pandi. I do not know how many of you be knowing Pandi. Pandi, it was a street game in the city. Every girl or boys will play Pandi on the street. There was no videos, no video games. So me and Kamala almost everybody used to, and also I used to play marbles in the school time. So Kamala, what is now it was my turn. I was bidding for the time to settle scores with her. She was protesting against the addressing Jollu. Jollu, I said. She stared at me very aggressively for her. Jollu, I don't mind. First of all, you have to get me 2 popsicles and 1 pop at our pop. Then I will part with this, my pet possession. And then you can write 3 times I will allow. Why? 3 times. 3 times you have to write, my name is Jollu. My name is Jollu. Papulu, these are all too much for you. You asked me to write Jollu. Papulu, today morning, my mother was combing my hair. And you know how she described my eyes? Kamalu, she said, your eyes look like lotus. Ah, your lotus eyes. I said, yes, my mummy described me as a wondrous beauty. Your mummy described you as wondrous beauty. Huh? Has she ever seen a bathroom cockroach? Babu, you are degrading me too much. I am a bathroom cockroach. Then she started crying. Yes, no, it is an ugly creature. That's why I am drawing a comparison. With bathroom cockroach, how can it be otherwise? And if not, it will be, you look like a smashed potato. What? Smashed potato. Babulu. Then she started crying violently. Yes. And then I consoled her. She cried and cried. Babulu, hereafter we will come to a pact. Oh, yes, I am prepared. You call me anyway. But don't call too much in persons of the boy. Hey, you are a very 6-year-old girl. What is this? Boys are girls. Okay, okay. Then she rushed. Then she wrote 3 times. Then you, hey, no, Joel, you can write because after all, you know. Yes, there is milk of humankind flowing in my veins. Yes, after she's a girl. I realized that. And she rushed. And then she doubled up, got me to bathroom. Now, it's all over in 2 days. And I came out, made me exit from the school campus. I entered the campus like a zero. I thought myself, I trimmed my collar now. I am a hero, you know that. I am much in demand. Hey, Nagapan, I cried. Yes, saying, hey, hurry up, I tell you that. Why? Then I rushed up. And then after reached home, I got up. Mommy, what is it? Babalu, what has happened to you? I am doing my homework prayers. Now, bring me a cup of juice. Yes. Then I started writing. Yes. Is it not pinkless pen, you know? And above all, my mummy said, Babalu, what's all this? Every day I had to sit on your neck to make you do your homework. Now you are what? Keep quiet. Then I wrote. At a point, what happened? It was all a thunderbolt, Toastmasters. It was all a thunderbolt. Harmony, in a flash, converted into a kind of cacophony. Cacophony means utter disorder. Everything has been thrown out of gear. What was that? My passionate pet possession, so-called inkless pain, declined to obey me. Come on. Yes, it declined to write. I shook it violently. Will you turn into a junk fit for jumble sale? Jumble sale means padaya patra kada. It will be a fit for, it will be a junk fit for jumble sale. I said, no, it will not be. I hope so. Then, yes, what am I to do? I worked out various permutations and combinations. Yes, tomorrow, yes, it will be an ugly fiasco for me if I enter the campus. Everyone will laugh at me. Yes. That's it. So, what did I do? That is Babalu, you know, there was the brain wave. I rushed to the telephone and contacted Spencer's, the only departmental stores in Madras, staffed by Europeans. So, yes, gentle lady. What do you want? Hey, my dad got me. Yeah, the inkle. What is that inkless pen? What do you refer to? Yes, I don't know, madam. It is an inkless pen, and it doesn't. I tottered, fumbled, but yes, proceed. That is a feminine voice. Yes, doesn't write. Please power me to inkless. Where did you get it? Singapore. That is ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pen. What is it? Repeat. No. See, that requires a filler. My dear boy, it can be available only in London or Singapore. No, then she kept the receiver down. Now, Confucian was doing its masterpiece. That was my mindset. Yes, everything was in a disarray. Yes, at that time, oh, someone is pinching me here, you know that. Excruciating pain. And it aggravates me degrees and degrees. Yes, who is that? Ah, it is nothing but rubbing salt into the bleeding wounds. Ah, slowly I turned my face. Ah, it was Mummy who was pinching my ear. You half child and half devil, mischievous imp. What do you do in the school? Ah. So I trembled and I was shivered. Oh, it was very fine chilling experience. Mommy said, what did you do in the school? Tell me, you devil. Tell me, what is that? Barter system, isn't it? And you dumped your stomach with all kinds of junk food. Tell me, is it truth or not? Then, mommy, I taught her fumble. But everything she produced from A to Z, with whom I got from popsicles or any other thing. Mommy said, how did she come to me? Did she have a color TV by her side? No, it was not possible. Everything she reproduced. Then slowly the cat came out of the bag. Slowly I turned my face to her. Joker has done it, everything. Yes, he has given his word to me that he would cease to be a tail carrier. But he has never, he will have its die hard, you know. How can he give it up? He has narrated everything to my mommy. What did I do with that inkless pen? Graceless traitor. Worse than Judas. Yes, I cursed you, exhausting all my vocabulary and my command. And then after a few minutes, what did happen? I felt a kind of respite. Yes, slowly turned my neck. My mummy was, yes, calm after the storm. She was then, she smiled even. That is, you know, that is motherhood. Yes, now she has been quiet and Babalu. Yes, mommy. See, you were talking to that Spencer salesman. Yes, madam. Yes, mommy. Yes. What is the name of that Nicholas? Nicholas. Now, confusion confounded. That was my mindset. Goal or Joel point. Except ballpoint when everything struck my mind. And I finally said, mommy, it is Joel point. What? Joel point. Then he hugged me, kissed me. Buffalo, she said. Your vocabulary is increasing by leaps and bounds, you know that. I used to say that many times. What is that? It is repeat it, Buffalo. It is because I want to learn, she said. It is goal. What? Joel or goal? You do one thing. You go upstairs. Take the dictionary. You will settle it. Again, I was driven to the wall. What am I to do? I told mommy, it is an American invention. You know that. So it can be seen only in Webster's dictionary. We don't have Webster's dictionary. So that is the kind of an adventure which I had with my Nicholas. Okay, thank you all very much, fellow Toastmasters, for having, because this speech has been very lengthy, very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tyagarajan, for taking everyone us to your school days. Thank you. With that, our first part of the meeting is completed. Now we are entering into the interesting part, table topics. To conduct the table topic session, we have our table topic master, who is a project lead with L&T Technology Services, and he is also a district shuttle badminton player. Let's welcome our table topic master, Toastmaster Deepak. Toastmaster Deepak, stage is yours.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Wow, a lot of good speakers have delivered their speeches today, and the table and the topic itself of the day is excellent. It is talking about intelligence. Well, some of us use that intelligence for the good, and some of us don't use it for the others or for the good of others. So now I am going to revolve around the good, how we can use our intelligence for the good, which we can do and support the society. So now I will quickly share my screen. Our host, please let me know once you are able to see the screen.
Yes, Deepak, visible.
All right, thank you. So now, for this table topic session, why this table topic session? For the benefit of the guest, I will quickly explain why is this important. It is very important for the benefit for speaking on the spot, or maybe you can call it as impromptu speaking. So this is to improve your impromptu speaking skills. So now, without any preparation, you have to speak for 2 minutes. Timer, please note the timing for every topics is 1 to 2 minutes. At the first minute, timer will show green card. At the 1.5 minutes, the timer will show an orange, and at the second 2 minute, the timer will show red. So I will ask the speakers to randomly select the numbers. So first, I would like to call upon guests. So is there any volunteers from the guests? Can you please come up, raise your hands? All right, so now I'll just call by name. Guest Rajiv, can you attempt the
Yes.
topic?
Okay, definitely.
Yes.
Am I
Yes.
visible?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You are visible. Yes,
Okay,
please select a number from 1 to 9.
1 second. I would be going with 6.
Right. We can no longer hear the song of sparrows. We can no longer hear the song of sparrows. Guest Rajiv.
Okay. Since I'm new to this, kindly excuse me if I make a mistake. Okay.
No worries.
Since we can no longer hear the song of a sparrows, as we know, we all enjoy the sounds of nature, and when it comes up to the sounds, we can think about different things, different kinds of sounds, like songs of the birds, the movement of the river, the breeze, the wind that blows by. And as we know, we all look forward to some of those sounds that actually make us calm down, that actually makes us happy. So one second. So this is so we no longer hear those sounds, and as we keep on waiting and expecting to hear those, and our patience will keep us in check, and that's it.
Thank you. That was a good attempt. Yes, Rajiv.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to do Toastmaster.
Guest Vimal, is it? Am I correct?
Yes, Toastmaster.
Yes, Vimal. Please select a number from 1 to 9.
I would go with 8.
8. Okay. Why do you think CSR is important for any organization? CSR, why do you think CSR is important for any organization? I'll first tell you what a CSR is. Nothing but a corporate social responsibility. Every organization will have its own corporate social responsibility activities going. Why is it so important?
Can I start now?
Yes, please.
When you see in India, there are many fields of like medicine, technology, science, and in all these fields, when you see the corporates are higher and the government is low. So why is this corporate is very important for this field? Is it because there's luxury, or is it because of the basic necessities? When you see in India, there are a lot of mostly India is a developing country, and there are poor people, and there are more poor people and less rich people. So in government hospitals, in government sectors, when you see more poor people will go to government organizations, but these rich people and rich people go to this corporate sectors. This corporate, the importance of corporate is the people who excel in the field of technology, who, for example, in normal government sectors, for jobs, normal there's an exam, and you can attempt and you can get the job. For in corporate and all, only those who studied in the top university like IIT Madras, IIT Delhi, only they'll get the seat. And as usual, in corporate, there's a lot of salary as well. So for any organization, even when you take corporate sectors like Apollo in the field of medicine, new technologies have come because of corporate only. In medicine, I'm a medical student in Chennai, so I can talk more about medicine. In the Apollo hospital, when you come to a government hospital, there'll be only physical examination of a patient. A doctor examine the patient by physical examination, and which we wants to do any surgery, there's only by physical means. But when you go into Apollo, there's only the doctor will diagnose the patient, and there's robotic surgery. They have brought robots into the field of medicine, and instead of doctors doing the surgery physically, these robots will do. So the manual error is removed, and the new instruments, new robots, new technology have come. So there's also cleanliness and hygiene in corporates, and because a lot of poor people come in government. What can the government people do? So I think this corporate is very important for any organization. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, guest Vimal. I understand. So basically, one more point to add here. When I say corporate social responsibility, every company will also focus on not only on the development of the companies. Instead, everyone should also have some responsibility towards the towards the people or from where they are, and they will conduct some drives and so on. They will conduct drives like they will visit orphanages, or they will go and teach in government schools. And these are some of the social responsibilities that corporates are having. Very few. there are a lot of corporate social responsibilities which are organizations are required to do it. And that was a very good attempt where you told about also about Apollo, how they are doing robotic surgeries nowadays. And now let us now go back to our topics. And who would like to attend the next topic? Any guest, other guests? You are most welcome.
I'd like to go next.
Guest Mugil, right?
Can I pick 3?
Yes. Is it guest Mugil?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Am I audible?
Yes. Can you able to see the screen?
No.
Right, I'm just sharing the screen. Give me a minute. All right. Okay. So can you able to see the screen now?
Yes.
All right. Choose a number between 1 to 9, guest Mugil.
I'm going to pick 3.
3. How a common citizen can contribute to reduce air pollution? How a common citizen can contribute to reduce air pollution? Guest Mugil.
Um, so a lot of times, one of the reasons why we end up not doing things is because we're often stuck in the thought that how can something small that we are doing be beneficial to the environment or be beneficial to anyone else? And we're often, and if you talk to some people, like I've spoken, when I tell my mom that, Mama, I want to do this, I want to do more, she often tells me that, you know what, you take care of your life first and let's then go into doing more. And I think it all comes down to making these little choices, even while going about our daily lives, that can impact, that can create a positive impact in the environment. And one of the things, I happened to be in Delhi for my internship, and I happened to be in the months of December and Jan. And you wake up in the morning, it's almost like the middle of the night, and that's how bad it is because of all the smog and things. So if you think of what we can leave to our kids and the future generation, making responsible choices like choosing to walk to the next shop 2 blocks away instead of taking the scooter or the bike, and carpooling whenever you can, carpool and go to a place together. And right now we are in the middle of a pandemic, but being responsibly taking public transports when possible, and creating that experiences for your kids, and all of those small things that we choose can also contribute in a good way in controlling air pollution. And if you have an opportunity to plant trees, go ahead and plant trees. And if you have opportunities to keep a house plant, that's good enough. If you can't keep a tree, keep a house plant. And by doing these small things in our day-to-day life, we could probably contribute not to a great extent, but to some extent in reducing air pollution and creating a better world for the future to come. Thank you.
All right. That was a very good attempt, guest Mugil. So next,
Excuse me, Toastmaster. Excuse me, Toastmaster. My sister wanted to do an attempt. Can she do?
Yes, sure. But I will come up with that. First, let us call upon one of the Toastmasters for the next speech, and then I will give a slot within a short duration of time. Please be online. Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Sure. Yes. Next, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Jimmy. Toastmaster Jimmy.
Hi, Toastmaster Deepak.
Hi, Toastmaster. So I would like to request you to pick a number.
I'll choose number 5.
All right. Why we should avoid plastics?
Why should we avoid plastics?
Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much for the topic, table topic master. Very good evening, Toastmasters and guests. It has been discussed a lot, and it goes without saying that plastic is harmful to our universe. So there's no two ways of that. We have to avoid plastic. The only thing we have to look forward is what are the alternatives we can use instead of plastics, so that our daily day-to-day activities are carried out efficiently. So the best thing I felt was the ban of plastic bags. I can say for the last 2 years, I cultivated the habit of carrying a bag, a cloth bag myself. It is always there when I go out. By default, it is there in the packing. It is always there in my car. So wherever possible, I am not reluctant to carry my items, the groceries or whatever I purchased. If I don't have a plastic bag, I have the habit of punishing myself. Just carry all together in my hand. So, and I see a lot of people doing that, and we don't feel it out of place. But I mean, go back to 10 years, it used to be a very indisciplined thing. I mean, you should have a neatly packed carry bag. So that is definitely a positive thing. And have you ever noticed the coding on the plastic materials? Under a plastic material, there is a coding in a small triangle from grading from 1 to 5 to 7 or 9. So I would call all of your attention to that, it is all about the quality of the plastic, whether it is a single-use plastic, whether it's a reusable plastic, or whether it is a food-grade plastic. So whenever you buy a plastic container, be aware of this thing. Do watch under the bottom of the container whether this coding is there. Thank you very much, and over to you, table topic master.
Thank you. That was a very good attempt, Toastmaster Jimmy. I also faced some difficulties while going to shop. However, we try to avoid as much as plastic, and we go for cloths. That is a very good materials made with cloth. I encourage every one of you. So, and thank you for the very good attempt, Toastmaster Jimmy. Toastmaster Satya. Next, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Satya.
Yes, Deepak. Very good
Yes.
evening.
Can you pick up a number which is in blue color?
Number 1.
Number 1. Ah, you saw the title already. Forgive until you forget. Forgive until you forget.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Very good evening, Toastmaster and guests. Forgive until you forget. Once upon a time in my college, so I was, me and my friend were planned to organize some event. So we both of them planned, take care of what are the things are responsibility of the event. So we both of them sit together and plan to all the instructions, what are the for it, like facility arrangement for the event. So we can write out all these schedules and take both of them for mutually what things is easy to arrange, and all the things we can discuss, and we'll be start to work on that process. In the cases we face some difficulty, so in some of other we needed to dependent with other team members from our college. So in this we have mutually is going on in that. So we dependent the team, but sometimes there maybe forget to give the all the inputs. We try to, we have take responsibility, but unfortunately we have to complete what we have to committed. So definitely this moment at that time we are realized so how important to understand the schedules, and how we can manage the schedule entire things. We try to
we notice, but we unfortunately forget to run successfully manner. So thank you. Over to you, Deepak.
Thank you, Toastmaster Satya. Next, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Naveen. Toastmaster Naveen?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah.
Can you please pick up a number which is blue?
Number 4.
All right. No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. Toastmaster Naveen.
Yeah, thank you. As a quality control in charge, I am working as a quality control in charge in my company. On that time, I seek many complaints from the customer. Due to if any complaint filed against us, then it will be the black mark for us a quality control team. For that, we have to work together and to reduce that complaint to 0. Then I am comparing that with my last year term. On that term, as a old in charge, got 5 complaints from that, but now I got 3 complaints. Due to on that, a simple mistake made the loss to our company. On that, no pain, no gain is the heaviest word, because if we got without a clear knowledge on that product, then we will got that many complaints. Like that, if you work hard on your effort or goal, then you will achieve one day on that goal. If you make a single mistake on that, then it will be the pain for your success. So over to you, Toastmaster Deepak.
All right. Thank you. That was a nice attempt, Toastmaster Naveen.
Yeah, thank you.
And for the next topic, I would like to have one of the Toastmaster to speak, and who is an experienced one, where the topic is somewhere related to Chennai Toastmasters. So, and hence, I call upon our senior Toastmaster and general evaluator, if it is okay with you, since you are taking already a role. Can you take up this topic?
No, sir. Since I'm general evaluator, I won't be taking it. I would request Toastmaster Abhirami.
All right. Toastmaster Abhirami.
Thank you, Deepak.
All right. Toastmaster Abhirami, I'm asking this topic. In what ways you think CTM is contributing to the society? In what ways you think CTM is contributing to the society?
Great. A very wonderful topic. Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. So how is CTM contributing to this society? Now, to me, to start with, why am I here with CTM? One thing is to improve my communication skills or my leadership skills. So all these skills, fundamentally. And what is improving these skills going to do to me? That's going to make me more confident, and that's going to help me love myself. I'm going to just feel so good about being myself. So when I came and joined CTM and became part of the XCOM, one good thing that I felt was I'm helping not just making myself better, but also all the other members who are trying to improve themselves. So now to the society, when we talk about, when we empower all the people, or say just starting with the members in the club, when the club makes them more confident and the best version of themselves, then all these people are definitely going to have a very good impact on the society. Each of us have our own ambitions. Apart from developing our leadership skills or communication skills, each of us here have a goal. So this is a skill that we have under our belt, but we have a primary goal and a vision. When our leadership skills are enhanced, when our communication skills are enhanced, our vision is going to be enhanced. So that way, CTM is doing a great job in empowering people and thereby in empowering the society and making this world a better place to live. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepak.
Thank you. That was a very good fact in feed. So actually, I do love about Toastmasters, where we make a huge difference going outside to the society and reflect our learnings from Toastmasters. That is a very good attempt to Toastmaster Abhirami. So now, for attempting the next topic, we have a volunteer from Guest Vimal, sisters. Guest Vimal.
Yes, Toastmaster. Give me a
Can you
moment,
state
Master.
the name, please?
Escape via Destiny, Master.
Guest Rashmi. All right. So I will share the screen. Please pick up a number.
Sorry, Toastmaster. She's not coming.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. So I would like to call upon the next guest. Any volunteers? Ashwini or guest Ashwini? You are on mute.
Hi, Toastmaster Deepak. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are okay to take up a topic?
Yeah. So I'll take up number 7.
All right. Number 7 is it? Be a whistleblower. Is it good or bad? Be a whistleblower. Is it good or bad? Do you want me to explain what is a whistleblower?
Yes. Yes, please. Yes.
A whistleblower is someone who identifies somewhere where it's going wrong, and he or she identifies and take it up with the management, or someone taking up with the police, or it's something going wrong here. That is an act of a whistleblower. So be a whistleblower. Is it good or bad?
So I work in a company and I have so many colleagues working along with me. When I take something good to my boss and ask him to make the improvements in the workplace, I become a very good whistleblower. At the same time, if I take about the complaints that my colleagues are telling, all the gossips that's happening within the insides of the company to the management, I don't do a good job. So everyone must be a good whistleblower and make it a point to bring out all the good inside the community as well as to the society, and make the workplace better for each and everyone and not a fiasco. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwini, guest Ashwini. So, timer, do we still have time for one more topic?
I think maybe one would be enough for the day. One last topic.
All right. So I would like to call upon guest Balaji. Guest Balaji, would you like to take up a topic? You are on mute.
Yeah. Now it's all.
Okay. Are you able to see the screen? So there is no other option. There's a topic left for you. So your topic is a small drop a day makes an ocean. A small drop a day makes an ocean. Guest Balaji.
A small drop a day makes an ocean. Yes, it is exactly. Whenever we talk about our ambitions, we will create a breakdown structure for the ambitions. When we take a little step, then only we can reach the complete goal. So whenever we go forward towards our goal, we need to start with a single step, like single drop of ocean. That's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. It is a very good attempt. And with this, we saw a lot of topics which is discussed, which is definitely help our day-to-day activity and see how we can use our intelligence for the good for people around us. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Vignesh.
Thanks, Toastmaster Deepak, for the informative table topic session. Thank you very much. Now, to tell about the intelligence, your memory of an event is represented by a unique constellation of cells involved in the details of your experience. When you review your life experience and memories, we should be aware that all the details are not so accurate, because some came from stories that people told us about ourselves. Some we may created believing that it was real. So most of the few of them are not so accurate. So don't believe blindly what you think is correct. So if you want to have a good intelligence, gratitude yourself for the good moments. And if there is anything you wanted to happen, imagine and replay it again and again in your mind. You can limit yourself by the story you have created about you. Now we are in the third part of our Toastmasters. Are you ready to get the feedback from our evaluators? I invite our general evaluator, DTM Meena John, to share her report. Over to DTM Meena John.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Vignesh. As you said, we move on now to the evaluation segment. And what I would like to remind everyone over here today is that evaluation is the heart of Toastmasters. When we join Toastmasters, we are like, okay, it's so great watching all these great speakers and I want to be like them and this is what I want to do. And when I speak, I want someone to tell me, how did I do? What is the point of my joining Toastmasters unless I can correct myself, unless I can improve myself, unless I can see progress towards a goal of whatever kind, whether it is in communication or leadership. I can talk for hours and discover at the end that it was an absolute fiasco. But if I have a specific path, I can take up different paths in Toastmasters that will help me in my personal and professional life. And then when I do specific projects, I will understand how I can get on to the different pathways, how can I progress. When I deliver a project at a Toastmaster meeting, I have an evaluator who will assess how I did on this particular day, how I did in terms of different aspects of the project. How did that project contribute towards my progress in my particular path? So evaluation, as I said, is very much a part of the lifeblood of Toastmasters, and it is one of the most valuable takeaways you can have into your work life. For our session this evening, each of the speakers has delivered their speeches. Our first evaluator is Toastmaster Lakshminarayanan, who is our current VPPR. He's been with Toastmasters in CTM earlier, took a small break and is back. And now he will deliver his evaluation of the first Toastmaster Tarun's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Lakshminarayanan.
Toastmaster Lakshminarayanan, you're on mute.
Am I audible? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Madam Toastmaster DTM Meena. Good evening, Toastmaster and guests, and a special good evening to Toastmaster Tarun for delivering a motivational speech. And I want to give a big applause to him. I felt your speech was more related to me as I'm an introvert, and the fact is I didn't know this until my college days. There are introverts and extroverts, both because I was not good at English and I didn't know there is the difference between introverts and extroverts. And you began very well with a build-up of William Henry as an introvert who faced a lot of issue and how he started computer programming venture with his friends. He mentioned about his friend Paul Allen, and how this William Henry has become a successful and rich person who is well known among us as Bill Gates. He was very well presented. And you also mentioned how an introvert learns from mistakes and takes leadership with one foot in comfort zone and another in unknown zone. And there are a lot of examples also about the introverts, like you mentioned a few examples of Elon Musk, even the politician Barack Obama about the introverts. Because I didn't know that they were introverts before. But the best part of his speech, which I admired a lot, is where you mentioned about your grammarian role, where the word of the day wasn't used in your meeting. To set an example, use today's word of the day, fiasco, 2 times in your speech, and grammarian, please count me for this word of the day also. And so I really liked your speech. It was excellent. But this speech, I had to give some kind of suggestion also to your speech, and I have two recommendations. The first one is like you just suggestions. It may not be immediately in the second speech, but I felt that you could have added more expression and vocal variety to your speech. For example, when you gave a build-up from William Henry to Bill Gates and how you revealed that it's Bill Gates, you could have been more expressive and create a suspense and then reveal the suspense kind of thing, to the audience. And this would be included in the later part speech also. It's not a big issue. And the second suggestions I felt is that I felt that your speech was more related to me, as you mentioned that even I'm an introvert. So it is more about the introvert. But in order to get connected with the audience, to better connect with the topic, you could have given a short description or meaning of or explain what is introvert and what is extrovert, so that the audience can connect well with the topic. If I'm an introvert, I can connect myself. If others are extrovert, they can connect themselves with the topic. So just a very short introduction about introvert and extrovert will be adding more value to this. Other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed your speech. Wishing you all the best. Thank you, and over to General Evaluator.
Thank you so much for that insightful evaluation, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayanan. We move on now to our second speaker and our Toastmaster Shrikant Krishnakutty and his evaluator, Toastmaster Abhilash, who is our current VP Education and has been instrumental in ensuring that CTM meets regularly and has enough speakers on its rolls every week. Over to you, Toastmaster Abhilash.
Thank you, Madam Gentle Evaluator, for that warm words of introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and a special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Shrikant Krishnan. Toastmaster Shrikant Krishnan was delivering his elective on emotional intelligence today. So let me go through the aspects of his speech that I liked. So today, when I sat down to evaluate Toastmaster Shrikant's speech, I noted that he had good vocal variety, be it when he stated the benefits of meditation or when he impressed upon us the need for self-introspection to develop our emotional intelligence. The second thing that I found appreciable about Toastmaster Shrikant's speech was he had good hand gestures throughout the speech. Of course, the Bluetooth speaker was a small problem when he held it in his hand. That interrupted his hand gestures. A small suggestion would be to leave it and go through the speech. The third point was when we all meet online through Zoom meetings, it becomes all the more essential that you speak directly at the camera to ensure that the audience feel connected. So today, Toastmaster Shrikant's eye contact was excellent. Having said that, let me move on to where Toastmaster Shrikant could have improved his speech. The first point I felt was there was no proper body structure to his speech. The speech was very vague at times. What I felt was there was no proper introduction. What I would say is there is a small, very thin line of difference between where an information is taken positively and when it becomes an information overload. And unfortunately, today, Toastmaster Shrikant was on the wrong side of that line. There was an information overload. Number two, emotional intelligence is such a live wire topic, including examples, personal examples, humor, and everything could have beautifully illustrated this concept. Today, when I took up Toastmaster Shrikant's evaluation, having listened to his past speeches, I was sure and I was expecting a firework of how he would share his personal examples. But I was in for a disappointment because today's speech was a bit dry and the information was overloaded. Finally, with regard to the speech objectives, the speech objective was to share personal examples of how he improved or how he kept track of his emotional intelligence, which we did not see through the speech at all. Hence, I feel this was not the best of Toastmaster Shrikant which we could listen to. There is definitely room for improvement. To sum it up, good vocal variety, hand gestures, and eye contact were good on the general speech objectives. But with regard to the speech structure and specific speech objectives, it could have definitely been a better job, is what I felt. Thank you. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abhilash, for again a very insightful evaluation. This is what we need to understand, that we have a specific project, we have a pathway, and when we evaluate, we need to evaluate against specific parameters, because constructive criticism is the only way we have to go forward. And this is something we will get only in Toastmasters and nowhere else. We move on now to our third speaker, Toastmaster Tyagarajan, who I'm sure has given the grammarian enough work for, I'm sure she has like 2 foolscap sheets full of phrases and words and stuff like that. But I'm going to ask Madam Toastmaster Rekha to evaluate his speech and not his grammar. Over to you, Toastmaster Rekha.
Thank you very much, DTM Nina John. Definitely, I will touch upon few of the grammar. You need to excuse me as a general evaluator. Okay, so kudos to Toastmaster Tyagarajan. I loved your speech. Rather than a speech, I would say I loved your naughty childhood story. Excellent. Now let us see like what I loved the most in your speech. It was an excellent audience connect. Personally, you took me to your childhood. Like I did not see Tyagarajan of whatever age you are there, but I saw a small kid sitting in front of me and narrating what actually happened in your class. That was excellent. And I actually saw the audience also, like most of the people who were in camera, like have switched on the camera, they were all laughing. Okay, so they actually were present along with you in your classroom, along with your joker, you as a Bablu and Jolu. So it was an awesome audience connect. And coming to the second point, it was the objective itself is a longer speech. So you have used the right communication style, that is the speech style storytelling. So storytelling was the best speech mode you have selected, and it was indeed a humorous speech. And humorous speech, great command over your language. Every speech I've noticed you have a great command, and me as a evaluator in this speech, I would definitely mention great command. And just to quote few of the phrases you used, which I love the most: graceless traitor, rubbing salt in the bleeding wound. You did not say cockroach, a bathroom cockroach, not just a potato, a smashed potato, and drunk with excess of delight. Lovely usage of phrases, just loved it. Having said what I loved, let me also share how you could have improved your speech. So to open with, your opening and the conclusion could have been much stronger and better. When you started your speech, as an audience, I couldn't initially understand what you're talking about. As the speech progressed, then I understood, okay, you're talking about your childhood. So it could have been, you could have easily said like, everyone have your own childhood days or your school days, and I'm here to share about my own naughty days, or something like that, where you would have pulled the audience connect. There could have been a clarity in what you are about to speak, and also the conclusion. You couldn't say like, now we all project us as angels. Once upon a time, we were all devils, or something like that could have made a stronger conclusion. And another point is, your speech is a longer speech because the project objective is a long speech, and considering the short attention span, you could have made it interactive. To conclude, excellent storytelling, good audience connect, great command over the language. Your opening and the conclusion could have been better and made it interactive. Now back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster Rekha, for again another insightful evaluation. I've been using that phrase all this time. All right. Before we go on to the tag reports, may I request the timer to tell us if all have qualified for prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations, and if there are any disqualifications, just say one disqualification or something like that. Madam Toastmaster Aishwarya.
Coming to the prepared speeches, we have Toastmaster Tarun and Toastmaster Tyagarajan being qualified. Unfortunately, Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan is not qualified for voting. And then coming to the evaluation session, all the 3 evaluators are qualified.
All right, and table topics?
All right, coming to table topics, the guest Rajiv, guest Rajiv, guest Mugil, Toastmaster Jimmy, Toastmaster Satyaraj, Toastmaster Naveen, Toastmaster Abhirami are qualified.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, just give me the names of the qualified speakers so that people know whom to vote for.
All right.
All right,
So
you finished?
now with my report, shall I screen share for the rest?
All right.
You know how much of time duration they have taken?
Yeah, meanwhile, may I request Toastmaster Abhilash to get ready with the polls? Toastmaster Abhilash, are you doing the polls?
Yes, DTM Nina. So,
Yeah.
do you want me to launch?
Would you like to? Yeah, I think we'll finish with the speaker, table topics, and evaluator polls. So, yes.
So, request everyone to please vote.
In the meanwhile, can I share my timer report for the day?
Let him just finish the polls for these two.
Sure.
Yes, Abhilash, prepared speakers are over. Are you launching evaluator? Evaluator over, and now table topics. Yes, all 3 are over. So now I will move on to the tag team and their report. So since Madam Toastmaster Aishwarya is ready and raring to go, ma'am, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, DTM Nina John. So here's my my timer report. Starting with the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Abhilash has taken a time limit of 1 minute and 21 seconds, followed by a presiding officer for the day, Toastmaster Ranju, has taken 2 minutes and 5 minutes. A TMOD in this initial stage of address, Toastmaster Vignesh has taken a time limit of 2 minutes and 51 seconds. A general evaluator, DTM Nina John, in the initial stage of briefing, she has taken a time limit of 5 minutes and 6 seconds. A Courtmaster, Toastmaster Chirang, has taken a time limit of 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Coming to the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Tarun, as a first speaker, he has taken a time limit of 6 minutes and 22 seconds. Toastmaster Srikanth Kuttikrishnan, he has taken a time limit of 7 minutes and 46 seconds. Toastmaster Tyagarajan has taken 19 minutes and 45 seconds. Coming to the table topic session, our table topic master, Toastmaster Deepak, in his briefing session, he has taken a time period of 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Our first speaker, Toastmaster Rajiv, has taken 1 minute and 27 seconds. Second speaker, guest Bimal, 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Guest Mughal, 2 minutes 17 seconds. Toastmaster Jimmy, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Toastmaster Satyaraj, 1 minute and 46 seconds. Toastmaster Naveen, 1 minute 19 seconds. Toastmaster Abhirami, 1 minute 37 seconds. Guest Ashwini has taken 47 seconds. Guest Balaji has taken 38 seconds. Coming to the evaluation session, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana has taken 3 minutes 19 seconds. Toastmaster Abhilash has taken exactly 3 minutes, and Toastmaster Rekha has taken 3 minutes and 21 seconds. So this concludes my timer report and handing over the control to DTM Ninajan. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster Aishwarya. I move on now to our counter, Toastmaster Rohit, and awaiting your report, Toastmaster Rohit.
Share my report. So to start with, the presiding officer Ranju had used 1 and 3 hours. The Toastmaster of the day, TM Vignesh, used more than 5 hours. One of the rarities, Madam Nina John, used 1 hour. The timer and grammarian, Toastmaster Aishwarya and Toastmaster Vritika were flawless. Our court master, Toastmaster Chirag, used more than 5 hours. Toastmaster, coming to speakers, Toastmaster Tarun used 1 but and 1 hour, and there were repeats 4 times. Toastmaster Srikant Kuttikrishnan was flawless. Toastmaster Tyagarajan used 3 times and 4 times. Coming to table topics, our table topic master used more than 5 times. Guest Rajiv used 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Guest Vimal used more than 5 times. Guest Mughal used more than 5 times. Toastmaster Jimmy used more than 5 times. Toastmaster Satyaraj used 4 times and 2 times. Toastmaster Naveen used 1 time. Toastmaster Abhinami was flawless. Guest Ashwini was flawless. Guest Balaji used 4 times. Among the evaluators, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana used but 2 times and more than 5 times. Toastmaster Abhilas used 1 time and 1 time. And Toastmaster Rekha used 1 time and more than 5 times. Thank you. And with that, I'll turn it back to our general evaluator, Madam Nina John.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rohit. We move on now to our grammarian, Madam Toastmaster Ratika, who has a nice long list for today. So let's see how she does it within her 2 minutes. Madam Toastmaster Ratika.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. I'm back with my grammarian report. Let us first acknowledge the speakers who have used the word of the day. They are Toastmaster Tarun, who used it twice, Toastmaster Srikant Kuttikrishnan, Toastmaster Tyagarajan, Guest Ashwini, Distinguished Toastmaster Nina John, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana. Let us give a big round of applause for all of them. Let me now move on to the alliterations that have been used in this meeting. Let me first tell what an alliteration is. Alliteration is repetition of identical initial consonant sounds. As we go through the list, you'll understand better. The first one is Ranju Ramachandran. Congratulations, President. Your name itself is an alliteration. That's great. Neural network, used by Toastmaster of the day. So quality control, again and another, ready and raring, used by Distinguished Toastmaster Nina ma'am. Jumped in joy, confusion, confounded, used by Toastmaster Tyagarajan. Table topic master, used by Toastmaster Vignesh. Without which, need not necessarily, used by Toastmaster Srikant Kuttikrishnan. Fellow founder, used by Toastmaster Tarun. Next, let us move to good usages of words. Toastmaster of the day used inquisitive. Toastmaster Shrikant Kuttikrishnan used flair, eternal, diligently. Toastmaster Tyagarajan used drunk with excess of delight, pride and delight, reverberated, excruciating, repentance, cacophony, sit on the neck, half child, half devil. Toastmaster Abhirami used empower. Toastmaster Abhilash used expecting a firework. Let me now move on to the not so good usages. When we list some points, they were listed as the first being is. Rather, we could just say that the first point being, so on. Next is keep on waiting, which could be replaced by keep waiting, kept waiting. Next, new technology has come, could have been replaced by new technology has surfaced. Can you able to see can be replaced by can you see or are you able to see? Last but not the least, me and my friend could have been replaced by my friend and I. With this, I come to an end of my report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Madam Grammarian. That was definitely clear and concise and comprehensive. There you have an alteration for you, the Grammarian report. So I think we're launching the poll for the best tag players. Yes. All right. I will now have my G's report, which is, of course, as I said, the quality control thing of the day. So overall, I think we're pretty much on time. It's, we have another 9 minutes to go. We started on the dot of 4, which is great. Toastmaster Abhirami kind of, he had a very good point about how people should not walk around and distract the audience, because when we're on Zoom, either people put their videos off or they put it on and walk around. So when they walk around, it tends to distract the speaker and anybody else watching. So that is a very good point. President had a very short introduction. I think President, Sergeant-at-Arms and Presidents basically set the tone and the atmosphere for the meeting. So it's very important that you set a good tone and enthusiasm level for the meeting. So make sure you do that well and get onto your transitions. President had a good introduction for the TMOD. Vignesh, of course, always thorough with his homework, had a complete theme, had definite points for every aspect and did a great job of that. So kudos to you for that. And some of the transitions could have been a little smoother and a little more detailed, but that's fine. A little bit of experience is all we need. In terms of Toastmaster of the day, I like the way the income tax officer gave us compound interest. And it is a beautiful quote for everyone to think about. And the speakers were generally all right, but I think as some of the evaluators pointed out, we need to make sure that, see, when we join Toastmasters, we do it for ourselves. So whenever we prepare a speech, it is not a question of us doing the speech because VP Abhilash is behind us or because somebody else is chasing us. We have to have our own goals. We have to make sure that we cover those. A lot of people are just looking at the pathways and saying, oh my God, so many electives to do, so many projects to do, I will never do it. Remember, everything you do in Toastmasters has a direct takeaway to your professional and personal life. So look at it from that point of view. Look at it as a practice place where you can practice and perform comfortably. And then when you go to your workplace, you've got a great presentation. Or if you do it at your workplace, it's a great way for you to understand how presentations should be done. So either way, make sure your pathways projects are done to your satisfaction. And therefore, when you present a good speech, you are also raising the quality of the club. So directly proportional to the quality of the club, I would also say, are the quality of evaluations. It is only when we have specific constructive evaluations that go into details of the speech, into details of the path, into details of the long-term pathways, only then will we understand how quality of the club can be improved. And believe me, when you have good evaluations, you will never have a problem getting members. So quality of evaluations, I thought was very good today. We need to work on that. Apart from that, one more small point I would like to point out for Table Topics Master, although you had a great array of topics and stuff like that, please remember that, first of all, members get first preference in being called on for Toastmasters. One, we have paid fees to be Toastmasters, so we need practice as prepared speakers and table topic speakers. So that is one. Secondly, when a guest comes in, they don't know what the parameters are. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing. And if you have somebody who is petrified of public speaking, suddenly being called on to do a table topics can blow that person away completely. So one, avoid calling guests as the very first speaker. Two, ask guests if they're comfortable with doing a table topic speech. And third, make sure that you have at least one or two table topic speakers, experienced table topics Toastmasters speaking, and then you invite the guests. So that I would like you all to keep in mind for the future also. And again, it's like non-role players, then if you're short of people, role players, then guests. Of course, if you have someone who really wants to speak, yes, I'm very happy that you invited the sister of this particular guest, and that's a really warm, welcoming attitude and great talk. So I think overall, it was a great meeting. Thank you so much. I will hand you right back to our enthusiastic Toastmaster of the day, Vignesh. Back to you, Toastmaster Vignesh.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Neerajan, for the informative evaluation. To know more about intelligence, I would like to suggest everyone to read the book, The Brain, The Story of You by David Eagleman. And I also thank to the author. Most of the content I present here is took from that book only. Finally, I would like to end up with saying the quote, "What one knows, one sees," by Johann Wolfgang. So keep yourself overflowing by deliberately filling yourself with the good feelings every day. Thanks. Thanks everyone. And now over to Presiding Officer Toastmaster Anju.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, for that wonderful meeting. And now we would like to move to guest feedback for the meeting. So can we have the guests to give the feedback?
Hello, everyone. This is Rajiv speaking.
Yes, Raj.
It was wonderful, and especially with the evaluation part, it was absolutely thorough and very informative. And Toastmaster, the grammarian, she actually explained a lot of things which I was not aware of, and hope and I can improve myself, and I'll be continuing this journey with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajiv, guest Rajiv. Looking forward to have you more in our meetings.
Definitely.
Yeah. Next, can we have the next guest? Mugil?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is my second meeting attending as a guest, and something that I noticed from the first meeting was the evaluation sessions in this meeting were much more thorough and elaborate, and that was really, really nice. And apart from that, I had earlier spoken to Toastmaster Abhirami, and she took time to get on a call and explain the process and help me familiarize with what I need to do to become a Toastmaster and things like that. And that was very helpful. And it was a very pleasant conversation. And it spoke a lot about the community as a whole. So yeah, looking forward to joining as a Toastmaster soon.
Sure. Thank you, guest Mugil, and we look forward to have you more in our meetings.
Thank you.
Can we have our next guest, Sibi Chakravarti? Are you available? Hello. Yeah. Can we have guest Balaji if you are available? Yeah. I hope I have covered all the guests who are available at the moment with us. So now we will move on to our results announcements for the day. So I would like request all of you to unmute yourself and give a big round of applause to the winners for today who made this meeting a wonderful meeting. So first of all, I'll start with the best tag player for the day. It goes to our grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Vratika. A big round of applause.
Thank you.
Next goes to the best evaluator. It goes to Toastmaster Abhilash. Big round of applause. Congratulations. Next, our award for the best role player for the day. It goes to our general evaluator for the day, distinguished Toastmaster Nina John. Next one is the best table topic speech for the day. It goes to Toastmaster Abhirami. And finally, the best prepared speech for the day. The best prepared speaker award goes to Toastmaster Tyagarajan. Big round of applause. Congratulations to all the winners who had made this meeting a wonderful meeting. I really enjoyed this meeting number 773. And with this, I would now formally adjourn this meeting. So we would meet next week at the same time, 4 to 6 next Sunday in this online forum for the meeting number 774. And now I adjourn the meeting and let's join together for an informal session. For the guests to get the details about Chennai Toastmasters and